I don't have a One Piece hot take. I don't watch kid shows. The entire series feels like part 1 Naruto for over 1,000 episodes. Even part 1 Naruto couldn't run for that kind of stretch. Well, chat, today is the day that some of y'all have been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with more TSO hot takes. This time, Straw Hat Edition. I have asked the community everything from the ending of Wano and back, what is your hot takes on One Piece? And you all have responded. We will be looking at everything that got sent in here. So if you want to be in the next episode of TSO Hot Takes, make sure to follow me on Twitter. That's often where I do it. I might do an annual YouTube episode every now and then, but for the most part, Hot Takes is on Twitter. If you want to hop in the Discord and debate me, you need to hop in the Discord. If you want to hop in the stream and debate me via chat, say hey to chat, hop in the Twitch. And most importantly, if you want more content like this, please make sure to subscribe. One thing about this, and I'm happy to say, first big change to One Piece hot takes, y'all can't bully me no more. Y'all not gonna strong arm me with the, oh, you gotta wait for this, that shit no more. I'm 1,000 episodes in, buddy. In fact, I'm almost 1,100 episodes in. I am genuinely almost all the way caught up. You can't pull but so much shit. You just don't know better. A lot of stuff I do now. A lot of stuff I don't, but a lot of stuff I genuinely do now. So now, let's read your stupid shit. The idea that people are saying the Straw Hats don't feel like a Yonko crew is dumb. They have allies with multiple prominent kingdoms / islands ready to fight for them, have connections to the multiple strong pirates, marines, and revolutionaries. Not to mention fucking Grand Fleet. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought everybody took the Straw Hats fucking seriously. Is that a thing? Now that I would allow chat to educate me. Do people like, do y'all not take these niggas seriously? Y'all think the Straw Hats are weak? No, I thought it was a cold take. No, I understand what he's saying, but niggas think the Straw Hats are weak? Oh, that is insane. All right, well, yeah, One Piece community takes, I have to learn from you more, for sure. Okay, so for me, yeah, no, the Straw Hats are already should be taking insanely seriously. Just from Captain alone, you have Luffy, who we know box Kaido is damn near 101. Yes, I know there was assistance earlier on, Zoro literally cut the nigga. But for the most part, Luffy put that work in himself. Granted, he rematched him a lot of times, but again, don't want you niggas thinking that I think Kaido was ass. No, I don't. I understand he was fatigued, yap, yap, yap. But Luffy did do that. On top of that, you have Zoro defeating his top tier henchman. You have Sanji defeating another one of his top tier henchmen, and fucking Robin defeating spectacular Spider Bitch over there, and y'all are gonna turn around on the same end and argue that the people that saved Wano ain't a fucking that's new. That's new ideology. that doesn't make sense, because you wouldn't sit there and say, oh yeah, Kaido and his crew, they're not a Yonko. That doesn't make sense to me. Niggas conquered the fuck out of fucking Wano. These niggas freed Wano. All right. That doesn't add up to me. I 100% agree with you. This is not even just having main character bias or whatever. I think where that potentially could come from is because you still have choppers. You still have Usopps, you still have Namis, sure. But even those characters have valuable to the team. Chopper was like one of the few characters in the verse that could have saved them niggas. Usopp, I ain't gonna lie, he's just vibes, man. That's my guy. No, but he's really important to the Straw Hat success, but it's not talked about enough. We have several videos on Usopp. How far did the Straw Hats make it without him? All the other stuff, all the other shit. And then Nami is just like all-time navigator. So the idea that that crew, along with the allies they've made and the islands on their side, I don't see it. I don't have a One Piece hot take. I don't watch kid shows. The entire series feels like part 1 Naruto for over 1,000 episodes. Even part 1 Naruto couldn't run for that kind of stretch. I'm not saying boring, just way to appeal to greater audience waters it down heavy. One Piece doesn't feel that childish though. And I know that's controversial, but One Piece doesn't feel that childish to me. I feel like there's childish aspects of it. There's certainly childish characters in it, but the story of One Piece doesn't feel childish. So I disagree with that off rip. Now, you say it feels like part 1 Naruto for 1,000 episodes. You fool! I fucking love part 1 Naruto. So what are we doing? I think part 1 Naruto's better than Shippuden, and apparently that's the minority. So you triggered my trap card. That sounds like an awesome thing. But now I get what he's trying to say, that it's just like I guess you're trying to argue it's like a vanilla series or something like that. I don't think I can say that, because not a lot of anime, the way One Piece does, expands on its world and everything matters. Right or wrong, because I do think, no offense to, I still ain't learning. Is it Oda? I struggle with this every time, chat. That nigga, if there's a criticism I have of him, sometimes, gang, it is okay to do a payoff. I'm not gonna cap. Sometimes it is okay to kill a nigga. So that I understand if you think that returning of this character and that character, hey, this guy didn't die and he's stronger. Hey, that guy didn't die at all and he should have died 3 times in this arc. Looking at you, Wano. I understand if that can seem like you're just trying to have like a WWE the return of blank superstar appeal, but I think that's a nasty way to then downplay all of the other darker themes, more fleshed out themes of the world, mystery of the world especially. Yeah, no, simply put, there's not a childish show that's as mysterious and into that depth where I would then classify One Piece as also a childish show. So I just disagree. One Piece has the worst main cast out of the big 3. Cap. I like its main cast way more than Bleach's. And I'm only 200 plus, like 250 probably. But no, yeah, if I'll give you Naruto for the sake of argument. No. Orihime, Shad, Rukia, Yoruichi, who's sometimes there. I don't even know if she counts as main cast. And Uryu. Obviously Ichigo versus the Straw Hats, not even close. Straw Hats are better. Not even close, actually. If I were to rank my favorite if I were to go captain, and then rank the side characters, One Piece was sweet. What are we doing? No, I ain't gonna lie. No, not even close. Kenpachi? Kenpachi counts as main cast? No way Kenpachi counts as main cast. I thought from my perspective, the main cast of Bleach is Renji, Uryu, Orihime, Rukia. Technically, sometimes she's just not there. Certainly Ichigo, and that'd be the closest one I could go. I'm definitely not saying Kenpachi and Byakuya Kuchiki are main characters. Not even, no way. Oh, and Chad. I forgot about fucking Chad. Yeah, like, no way. So yeah, when my personal, if I'm wrong for that, Chad, cool. But my personal main cast of Bleach gets shat on by One Piece. Your best bet is just to tell me Ichigo is so far of a better character than everyone else that it solos, which I know somebody will do, but nah, he doesn't solo Luffy that badly or even at all. You could argue Luffy's just straight up a better character. I can't lie. I much prefer death being meaningless like in Dragon Ball than the fake outs and damn near zero death in One Piece. At a certain point, I don't really care if someone dies, but not really for the 5th time. At least in Dragon Ball, I know they will probably be revived. Y'all gonna put the knives to that nigga neck? You gonna have to do that to mine too, nigga. I can't lie. I already come from a perspective y'all call bias. My egotistical ass would say educated. I think there's a healthy medium here somewhere with a perfect word to describe it. Comment below what that word would be. But I already have the belief that meaningless death in Dragon Ball outside of a couple situations is a stupid take to have. But even if we must say that take is meaningless, that take is objectively right, it definitely is far less frustrating. It's certainly far less frustrating to sit there and convince me that, okay, in order for this death to, like, on one hand, you're gonna take a character off screen, but they're gonna be perfectly fine in a little bit later, and box like they're not fatigued. And on top of that, if neither of those things are true, they'll just come back within like 4 or 5 arcs from now. Or this character actually did die, but now you're banking on the main character to be the main character and win. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take the main character one all day because at least that just invests me more into how Goku feels, into more how Gohan feels, into more how Vegeta feels. And okay, this fight has the stakes because if they don't win, this guy is dead forever type shit. Let alone if it's fucking Piccolo that dies and now niggas ain't got the Dragon Balls. But no, I 1,000,000% agree with that versus the idea that you could have payoffs right then and there for characters. And I understand the series ain't ever gonna fucking end. So sure, Kinemon's gonna matter later one day. Probably already has, right? But it's just one of them things where I'm like, dog, I'm telling you, I already think Wano's a fantastic fucking arc. I'm not gonna spoil where I would have it on the list per se, but it would have, man, that'd have been it already is one of my favorite episodes, but that would have been a serious contender for all time favorite anime episode ever if that nigga died. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. With y'all. It still is. It's not like, oh, he didn't die, so now it's not in the conversation. It's definitely in the conversation. I still think that's one of my favorite all time anime episodes, but that nigga died, dog. Shit, my hype beast stats would have said in the moment, that's the best one I've seen. Because that shit was that good, bro. Because it was really that good. And it's just like, he lived? And then he got kebabbed and he still lived? Then you went back and made it like how we met the nigga again. That was stupid. As much as hype beastie Wano slash Onigashima was, it was the fourth grade ninja war Shippuden. When the highs are high, they're at peak, but when they are low, they are really low. The difference between the ninja war and Wano is low-key setting. And I know that sounds stupid, but at least you're all relatively in the land of Wano on Kaido's island. Where the ninja war lows are is that you have these niggas spread out throughout the entire fucking verse doing the most irrelevant of irrelevant shit. Hell, in one fight, they're literally introducing two characters that you just swear you think you give a fuck about one day and you don't. Basically what I'm saying is the ninja war lows are somehow scarily worse, but that's not the worst one-to-one that I've ever heard. You can argue that. I think the peaks of Wano definitely have a more significant build and payoff versus like Naruto, in the sense of when it comes to the fourth grade ninja war, if it ain't Naruto on the screen, you don't care. If it ain't Sasuke returning, you don't care. If it ain't Madara and Obito, you don't care. And why would you care? At least with One Piece, there's other fights that you know would play a significant factor. Like, yo, them niggas lose Chopper, that's fine. They win the fight, but now they ain't have a fucking doctor and shit like that. Like when Neji died, it was just, oh, you just should have died like years ago. But you know what I'm saying? So, and this is not me definitively saying Wano is better than the fourth grade ninja war. You could have that debate with yourself, but I definitely think that if you're gonna say it's like the most similar one, I see that. I just think it's a little bit of differences, but I'm not saying that you don't think they're different. Anyway, that's not the worst thing I've heard. Kaido and Big Mom are probably still alive somehow. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm convinced that, yeah, one of, if not both, are alive. I wouldn't even surprise me. Sanji is still better than Zoro overall as a character and is the vice captain of the Straw Hats. Gang, you gotta put the cope down. Gang, I'ma just keep it a band with you, all right? This ain't even my glorious king bias gotta be implemented, nigga. I can just tell you facts about the show. There is no way you reach this conclusion at my point in the series. Maybe one day Sanji just does kick Zoro's fucking head off. But at this moment in time, bounty number 4, Gooner Sanji, versus the guy that literally is just on his way to achieve his dream of being the best swordsman in the world. We ain't ready for that Mihawk nigga. That 3 bill scared me. Nah. Not yet, man. Not yet, man. If you want to argue he's a better character, they both have their strengths and weaknesses, but vice captain, come on, dog. Katakuri is the most well-rounded fighter post-timeskip, if not even pre-timeskip. All 3 types of haki, future sight, awakened. So he awakened Devil Fruit, so he controls the environment so the fight is in his terms. And just like Luffy, he can add fire to his haki attacks. I mean, technically, no. I could be an asshole and bring up Rayleigh. I could be an asshole and be like, Rayleigh, Doflamingo, low-key awakened his. Now, I do think Katakuri was illustrated to look like a more seasoned fighter than Doflamingo. Doflamingo literally awakened his mid-fight. But hell, I'd even argue Luffy at this fucking point. Shit, there is a Kaido and a Big Mom out there. Now, I know you're not arguing strength, you're arguing well-roundedness. But I don't think future sight is something foreign to majority of the characters I've mentioned, if not all of them. I don't think an awakened Devil Fruit is foreign to the characters I've mentioned, if not all of them. I don't think that all 3 types of haki is foreign to the characters I've mentioned. Again, if not all of them. If I had to give you a definitive name, Rayleigh, but that's Mickey. I understand. Even though I don't think Rayleigh got a fruit. Big Mom, you're not talking strength. So Big Mom, even though Big Mom is stronger, but yeah, Big Mom literally probably can do all that shit. And then I would just say Luffy as well. But I see what you're going for though. Katakuri's one of them ones. I fuck with him. For the love of God, Sage, go to sleep now. It's currently 5 a.m. right now. We're live on Twitch making content for the YouTube. And to think that you're a YouTuber and you won't even subscribe to the channel. We're working at 5 o'clock in the morning. And the conversation got boring. Said you're going to bed. I ain't ever going to sleep. Fuck, nigga. Get your bitch ass up. Bar the Monster Trio, the Straw Hats crew have been really underwhelming post-timeskip. They really don't feel like an Emperor's crew. Yeah, so this is just the narrative. Wow. One, barring the top 3 on the crew is insane work. Let's start there. I'm not gonna lie, that goes everywhere. Barring LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves, the Lakers just don't look that good. I guess. Yo, barring Team 7, yo, the hidden leaf code on 12 ain't got, I mean, yeah, you kicked out the Hokage, the nigga that rivaled the Hokage, and the best medical, that's a blow. So that's 1. 2, if I can't make that kind of argument for you, you got Robin, you got Jinbei, who he's so respected. At the latest episode I've seen, Munch bitch, pink hair, forgot her fucking name. She literally sits there and looks at Luffy, and she's not even glazing him. She's like, how did you get Jinbei? So I don't see that at all, even if you're just talking in terms of power. Now you want to talk about in terms of impact to the series? Nigga, don't they think Usopp got God Key, Haki, and don't they have the most popular rock star that literally is, I want your souling people in Brook? Don't they have arguably the navigator in the fucking verse? Don't they have arguably the doctor in the verse? I don't see how they've been over the top underwhelming. I had smoke for Robin simply because she wasn't fighting relative to the other Straw Hats. I haven't even mentioned fucking Frankie, who had, like, he built arguably the boat. I don't know how y'all see that. Dragon is a fraud and Kid is much stronger than people realize. Arguably top 3 strongest characters outside of the Yonko and Admirals. Dragon being a fraud, I mean, I can't call him a fraud. I ain't seen him do nothing. Is that why you call him a fraud? I ain't seen him do anything, so I can't call him a fraud. Now, Kid is stronger than people realize. I do agree. Misconception about me, people think I'm like, Kid's like my favorite fucking character now just because I said he's not ass. I assume people just hate fucking Kid. But no, I think Kid's probably underrated by One Piece fans, but definitely, I don't know about top 3 strongest though. I don't know about top 3 strongest though. That's probably some copium. Post Timeskip Robin is much more better than pre Timeskip Robin. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Literally, yes, I just like pre Timeskip Robin's design more. Maybe not even that I like that design more. It's just such a drastic, like she just turned white. I don't know what that happened. It's not even that I like their older design more. It's just like that she got revitiligo or some shit. Why the fuck did she just like go down 5 shades? But outside of that, no, she Post Timeskip Robin probably is just a more intriguing character. You make her way funnier. Pre-Timeskip has a bit more mystique to her, but that's because it's earlier in the story. Post Timeskip Robin also has like that I fight for my friend shit a little bit more entrusted versus the trauma pre-Timeskip Robin. Pre-Timeskip Robin probably has better Robin moments, but as a whole character, the traits of the character, Post Timeskip, I agree. The Skypiea arc is the most boring arc of One Piece and overrated. The fights, Enel, and the plot were mid. Literally the next arc, which was filler, was 1,000 times more entertaining. I don't care how it ties into Gear 5, fuck Skypiea. I'll give this guy this. Gear 5 didn't make me go back and be like, Skypiea is an all-time arc. I'll say that. It didn't make me instantaneously go back and be like, yep, 1,000 episodes later, this went from F tier to A tier. Is it the most boring arc? No. Thriller Bark exists. It depends if you really, really like Afro Luffy. That arc exists. I'll say it's probably between higher and lower tiers. At some point, some gotta lose, chat. And yeah, Skypiea ain't entering my top 5, maybe not top 8. I don't know how many arcs I've watched, so I'm not gonna say 10 or not. It's definitely good. It's not the most boring. Overrated? Potentially. If people are sitting here telling you that after Gear 5, Skypiea has Zenkai boosted Super Saiyan to a top 5 arc, cap. Holy fucking cap. If people are sitting there and they're like, okay, this ties into Gear 5, so this makes more sense, that makes more sense, this makes more sense, that makes more sense. It's better than initially given credit for, but at the time, it still was a cool arc. I'm probably in that camp. Chopper should have fought and defeated Queen for real from a pure thematic standpoint, because obviously he don't have the strength for that. There's motive with Chopper being angry at Queen for the Ice Oni, or even or even the poison at the jail, which would be enough cause. I agree, actually. I agree. I thought they were going to go in the route of Chopper going to fight him. Now, should he actually do it? But I thought they were going to try. I thought they were going to try or some shit. Or maybe he loses and then Sanji steps up and helps him. I thought, okay, to be blunt, and I probably said it wrong, I thought they would have Chopper full-blown fight him, get defeated, and then Sanji steps up. I would have liked to see that interaction more than we did. But Chopper beating him? Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. But I would have loved to see Chopper essentially like get a 100% defeat. And that would help motivate him more. Not saying I need Chopper to just be putting shit down and now Chopper got armament and Conqueror's hockey. I'm not saying all that. But I would have loved to see Chopper really crashed out, tried to defeat him and failed more than what we got. Oh, we got some Gear 5 versus takes here. Kaido beats Gear 5 full stamina. So this is one of the things that even during the stream, when I had my couple times in my chat unfreezing and had to fix that, I think I unfroze it once I saw Gear 5 because I was like, chat's not gonna be that much of an asshole and tell me how the fight goes down. So yeah, during the stream, I got smoked for no reason, mind you, because I never said it was the case or not, that Gear 5 beats Kaido just flat. I was obviously gassing that Luffy beat his ass. But if Kaido has a senzu bean right then and there, that's definitely a conversation. I don't see why there would be something that upsets people. It's how do you think it would go down? I mean, hell, even their heavily fatigued, even their less fatigued fight came down to like interference per se. Now, do I think Kaido would have been the one to land the blow on Luffy and win the fight, regardless of interference from the CP0, whatever the fuck nigga is? Yes, absolutely. But do I sit there, look at Gear 5, look at Kaido and think, oh yeah, Gear 5, you just losing 4 if Kaido never fought anybody? I think that's ridiculous. Especially given when you take into account what is the stamina drain we're talking about, considering Kaido was able to rationally keep up with Gear 5. So given the fatigue, he was able to rationally keep up with Gear 5. If not, for some of you, even potentially overwhelming at one point. You're gonna tell me that my glorious king Zoro did that much damage or the other samurai did that much damage? You see what I'm kind of getting at? If anything, the most damaging thing to the nigga was just lifting the island the entire fucking time. That'd be the only thing where I guess the stamina kicks in. I'm not saying the stamina argument for Kaido even is a bit overplayed per se, but I think it's a little being that guy argument, put it that way. Cause like we sit here as anime fans and we'll argue, oh yeah, Goku will just solo Naruto. But then if we say Goku solos Naruto, but then if he fought Vegeta, he'd lose. Well, Vegeta beat him. He only beat him because he had to solo the Naruto verse. Gang, you was just sitting there telling me that this nigga would one-shot Naruto. So what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of where I'm getting at. I think it's close, and that's all I care about. If you think Kaido would beat Gear 5, you think Gear 5 beat Kaido, nigga, who cares? It was a good story. But what I'm kind of getting at is the idea that, like, I'm not saying minimalistic shit. Lifting an island is probably just that, lifting a fucking island. But the idea that, like, yo, we're gonna sit there and say Kaido beating up on people that damn near, and I'm not trying to downplay Zoro when I say this, he caught him clean. But Kaido beating somebody that damn near stalemates, he defeated, but damn near stalemates with King and Queen. And we're gonna sit there and just be like, oh yeah, he had to, that man Kaido went through fucking hell. Man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Especially, and I said this at the time, and I see someone in chat trying to say it now, but I said this at the time, especially when we gonna act like Luffy got senzus now? That nigga Luffy got his ass beat by Kaido. So I think it's a debate. That's what I'm getting at. I think it's genuinely a debate. If you got Kaido, you got Gear 5. But that nigga Luffy almost died about 3 times. Certainly 2, the time that, you know, prior to Gear 5 and the time where he fell into fucking water. So you have 2 definitive moments of this nigga. Oh, what? Because he had a fucking seafood boil, now he's at 100%? Come on, dog. So again, I think ultimately, it is 7 games regardless. I don't know where I currently reside right now, because I know if I say, oh, I got Gear 5 winning, then now all this is blown out the window, I'm biased. But what I do know, though, I don't like the idea that this presents as if Kaido wasn't pub stomping for majority of his fight, so he's this 20% Kaido. Or the idea that Luffy's at a fucking quintillion percent. I don't like either of that. I do agree neither were at 100%, and I could even see Kaido beating Gear 5. Comment below who you have winning. Sage's 6-path Naruto is beating Gear 5 Luffy. Damn, Naruto, One Piece is starting to catch up with Naruto in my opinion. No. Naruto can do some planetary shit at this point. I'd probably say, so visually, here's the thing. If I put on my glasses, well, actually, the answer is Nart. The answer is Nart, accept it, get over it. However, if I were to see an animated fight between the two, this nigga Luffy just gonna start having Naruto pop his eyes out. He'll punch Naruto and Kurama's just hitting the gritty outside of his body and shit. So it just doesn't make sense because of like the SpongeBob aspects of Gear 5 Luffy. So do I think who scales higher? Naruto. I could see a goofy ass world where someone just writes Luffy to beat him though. But I think in terms of like strict scaling, well, actually, Naruto got it. Naruto got it. Not trying to piss off the piecers, but Naruto got that. I love One Piece, but any arc where Oda's writing starts getting a little weak, he'll throw in a crazy fight and people will act like the RSP. Oh man, that's crazy. I see what you're coming from. I don't know if I agree, but I see what he's trying to cook. Take whole cake, right? Story is cooking. Brook with the hammer. And then for the next couple episodes, you have Big Mom screaming. Then you have Big Mom, y'all know I memed it. Where's my cake? Where's my cake? Where's my cake? And all that. And the only reason that arc was even respectable for me during all of that time, because Luffy was in the Mirror Village fighting Katakuri, nigga. Now, well, I'll say it before One Piecers start One Piecing. Gang, we're talking about the anime. You think that that's not the fault of Oda? I'm talking about the goddamn series. If you want to kill the brother for talking about the specific author, I'm just talking about the series. And in terms of the series, yeah, no, I see what you're trying to cook. Because again, you can go to Wano and you can be like, all right, bro, you have to build up to it. Fine, I'm not gonna penalize you. You have to build up to it. And we got the 2v5. The 2v5 splits up. Luffy goes back up top and you start trolling me again. You know what I'm saying? So millionth time saying it, I don't think that's an author issue, but the anime, you're not necessarily wrong, but I don't think the story of, okay, so we're gonna have this breakup and then we're gonna give you a ton of fucking side fights is always flawed. Now, where I'll take the knives to my neck, I do think he overdoes the side fight sometimes. I do think that. I do 1,000,000% think that. I do think there's some side fights about, gang, I do not need it. I literally don't need this. I'll literally sit there and be like, bro, my brother in Christ, I do not need to see Wolf and Falco fight the guy that killed Pei. I don't care. I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely hate all the Minx people. I genuinely was like, what the fuck are we doing? Give them 10 minutes of time and keep it pushing. I dead ass don't care. Like the Robin fight. I like the Chopper instigation shit. Granted, it lasted a little too long. I like the situation with Chopper and the ice zombie shit. I like all that stuff. But god damn, some of them fights just did not matter. And this is not the first time he's done that. I give you that. That's where I'll say I stand on. I do think sometimes he just be cooking shit to cook shit. Sanji is overhated. I mean, they started though. In this video, I ain't seen no Zoro fan yet talk about a Sanji nigga. And I'm not saying that TSO is the embodiment of all One Piece fans. We're clearly not. But they started. So then them niggas gotta finish it. But in general though, yeah, he's overhated. Sanji's a cool character. It's 2025, so you know the wop, A-biter niggas over here. You know, they're ready to cook up. You got the niggas that just think that, like, you know, he's just not as cool. But I think anything that Sanji lacks in terms of fighting coolness, he has in character depth that makes him underrated. So I agree. Chopper's horn point from Fishman Island should have been his post time skip design. I can see that, but nah. But actually, I can say that. Niggas don't like change. That's not a bad take. Comment below. An idea that like Chopper just hit puberty. I can see that. But you have to make him more of a combatant then though. If you're gonna give Chopper a design like this, you kind of gotta make him stronger, like a lot stronger. We should have gotten an arc seeing Chopper master his monster point form. I think it would have definitely developed his character. See, an entire arc now. It's crazy. I don't need all that. Oh, whoa. You gave me the 2-year time skip for a reason. Let it be during that 2-year time skip that he masters that shit. Or you do it exactly how you did, but fighting against Queen, he gets control of it and then still loses. Something along those lines. An entire arc dedicated to Monster Point? Don't y'all start Dragon Balling. Don't y'all start hey. Don't y'all start Narutoing. Don't y'all turn into that. Of all animes, there is a single anime fan base on this TSOSH channel that should not be sitting here saying blank is underutilized, and it's you goddamn Straw Hat niggas. And your characters are utilized, buddy. Relax. Oh my God. Kaido is unironically a version of Joy Boy Luffy that lost hope. Ran a gauntlet with a bunch of samurai, worst generation pirates, and pirate Jesus being resurrected while trolling and having the best day of his life carrying an island. He is the Broly of One Piece. That first sentiment is like, for me, smidge misleading, but I see what you're trying to say. The reason why I think it's a smidge misleading is just because that's basically any character that's just having the time of their life fighting. And you're essentially arguing that Kaido is feeling free. And no, I don't think he feels free. I just think that he thinks he runs shit. Yeah, I don't think he feels free and this is my peak. No, he just knows he's Kaido. He's like, he just runs shit. Like, this is his shit. He's conquered it for years. So I don't want to make that connection, but I see the argument. He's definitely just like having the time of his life, literally drinking to slavery. So there should have been a confrontation of Sanji leaving the crew by Zoro and the other half of the Straw Hats in Wano. It was serious when Usopp left in Water 7 and a big deal when he returned. You only felt the impact of Sanji's decision with half the crew. Missed opportunity. Small conversation, I agree. Doesn't need to be fleshed out. You don't need a Zoro versus Sanji right then and there. You don't need an entire arc dedicated to it. You can do it, and that's fine if you do it. But no, I actually agree. The idea that Zoro wouldn't be like, hey, cook, real quick. We got our problems. Don't ever do no shit like that again. Like, I will actually have to kill you. That'd have been cool. That'd have been cool. If it led to a fight, awesome sauce. But yeah, I mean, no, I agree. This is a conversation, definitely. Zoro died both during Nothing Happened and after the fight with King. He just got lost on the way to the afterlife and King. My dog good, bruh. My dog didn't die, bruh. My dog didn't die, bruh. He's just a tank, you fucking hating bitch. Fuck y'all. Honestly, I would say pre-time skip is better than post. Main reason why I would say pre-time skip is better, there was a point where arcs weren't back-to-back with bangers yet. With post, there's multiple arcs you just won't watch because they either too long or boring. Well, that's not true. This is what I'm talking about. Chat, I've watched this show with you all. Y'all not gonna sit there and tell me with Thriller Bark being offline, y'all were like, thank God he didn't watch it online. Y'all not gonna tell me when I was watching Skypiea with y'all that y'all were gassing it. You niggas definitely type boring. We can just go to the video to see that. You niggas not gonna sit there and type shit with the Foxy Pirates. No. Some of y'all don't even like Alabasta. I remember those hot takes. Some of y'all don't even like that arc. There's a lot of, hold on. So some of y'all thought the shit was mid when we first started it with like Don Krieg and stuff. So again, hold on now. Let's not lie. I remember seeing you niggas, granted in the VOD, but I remember seeing you niggas just go, oh, this is cool. We really watching this over there. We're really watching this over. I remember that shit. See, y'all then get to turn around and say, oh yeah, pre-time skip, all hits, no skips. No. So that's one. Two, where do I lie right now? I think pre-time skip is definitely better paced. I think pre-time skip does better than post with things tying together just a bit more. Not that post doesn't do that. It's not a Dragon Ball Super situation where post time skip doesn't do that at all. It definitely does. Hell, these next two arcs are tied. But pre-time skip is like OD with this happened. So now we're doing this. And because this happened while we were doing this, we now got to alter the plans and do this. But the main goal is still this, but we still got to do this. So I think it ties together a bit more. Those would be my arguments. Pre-time skip deals way better with tragedy and maturity, in my opinion. Not that there's nothing sad in the future or nothing immature or nothing is mature in post-time skip, but especially with the Straw Hats' lack of maturity in the sense of understanding that this shit gets fucking real, pre-time skip does better. Where I think post-time skip has the edge. Obviously, I think post-time skip just has cooler shit. No cap. I think that's fair. I think post-time skip has done a good job of upping the stakes of villains significantly. No cap. Let alone the tragedy of the island. Like that's what it was trauma. I think pre-time skip does a good job giving us traumatic moments with the characters we like. Post-time skip gives you better reason to care about the island you're at. Like post-time skip, I care about Wano more than pretty much everything in fucking any other island back then. I care about what else? Dressrosa more. Care about Whole Cake more. I care about the island more than I do about, honestly, any island in pre-time skip. And I know you're gonna name some in a second, but no, I'm not taking that back. But yeah, it's an argument. It's a conversation. Obviously, post-time skip looks cleaner, but no shit. I don't really care which one, but I just wanted to address that. I'm not gonna let y'all get this off. As a person that watched it with you all, and I'm not saying you specifically, but as a person that watched One Piece with you all, y'all definitely didn't just sit there and glaze pre-time skip One Piece all the time, for sure. Wano is Nami's best arc ever, better than Arlong. She fought, had great character moments, and actually got a power up. That Kaido and Nami interaction was one of my favorite moments in the arc. Yeah, I might even agree. Wano Nami, significant boost. And it's more than just that moment. During her time dealing with the headbutt bitch, and she has her at like fucking shoulder to shoulder, and she's like, oh, I'll let you live. I swear to God, I'll let you live. Say Kaido's gonna be the king of the pirates. And she's like, I'm sorry, gang. That's not gonna happen. Douche. like literally, Nami really showed that like, and she's even had these moments in Whole Cake when Sanji fucks off. She's like 10 toes with Luffy there. Nami has low-key become one of the like more loyal Straw Hats. And it's kind of insane to think about it, considering what her character originally was. So I love post-time skip Nami. I think that you're cooking something with this. Now, I'm not gonna sit there and say that Arlong Nami ain't one of them ones either, but I might even agree with you. One Piece is overhated, and I understand why. It's because mostly of One Piece's fan base being a dick to other fandom. And I like One Piece. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. Like, come on, One Piece, at least put respect on other animes. Yeah, I mean, we have gulag streams where literally everyone feels One Piece is so glazed, I shouldn't even put One Piece in the gulag because it's just gonna win. And let's just say, that theory is dead. One Piece barely won last gulag. But One Piece definitely has like the One Piece has like the superiority complex of Attack on Titan and Hunter x Hunter fans, but like the mainstreamness, not saying that those aren't, the mainstreamness of like a Naruto and Dragon Ball, and it makes it very scary. And they're pretty fucking annoying too. I mean, no shit. Like literally any criticism of the show is just like, well, no. Like it's almost like they think their anime is perfect outside of pacing. And it's not, but it's a good anime though. It's a great anime. Fishman Island arc is overrated as fuck. It explored themes like racism, and as a black man, that shit definitely resonated with me. Overhated. I was about to say overrated. What the fuck? Also, Princess Otohime top 3 flashback in the show. Hody Jones is definitely kind of shit, so I ain't gonna defend that nigga. But everything else, ain't that bad. Yeah, Fishman Island wasn't that bad. I remember when I had finished Fishman, everybody was like, oh, thank God he's done. Like, People said that shit was bad. Now, do I think that Princess whatever the fuck's flashback is top 3? Absolutely not. You tripping. Do I think that Horty Jones is awful? Yes. But Fishman Island arc, definitely thematically speaking, fuck with it. I just don't think it's this all-time shit, and I also don't think it's this all-time great. It's cool. It's cool. Worst villain? Yeah, he might be. Both fully rested. Kaido still beats Luffy even with Gear 5. Yeah, so this is gonna, I knew this would be one of the main things, and I guess to close the video, if y'all want my personal opinion, because I haven't thought about it for real. I've argued why I think the stamina shit is stupid. It's a valid point, but a played out one, in my opinion. I really can see Kaido winning that shit. But my thing is, that nigga Luffy got endless counterplays, and that nigga Luffy gonna keep getting up. So I'm imagining in a 1v1, does Kaido round 1 beat Luffy? Probably. My thing is, are we gonna tell ourselves that Luffy won't get up again? And that's where I struggle. And that's truly where I struggle. Do we think in character Kaido's gonna off Luffy frame 1? And do we think in character Luffy wouldn't get back up again? If you tell me both of those things are true, fine. I can get with it. I can believe it. But the reason why I'm tempted to just say, nah, Luffy would win those outside of just Toon Force LOL is because I just don't see a world where Kaido beats Luffy, Luffy don't get back up again and then beats him. I just don't see it. Either way, I don't like what the narrative represents. Not saying it's completely false, but I don't like the idea that like, this nigga Kaido was so stamina, because it's illustrated like Luffy got it under control. Kaido had a couple of offensive moments in Gear 5, but for the most part, Luffy had that bitch under control. And it was just a thing of like, but what the fuck do I do about Gear 5? like this nigga just merged with me. That nigga's face popped out my torso. So I don't know. That's definitely 7. I just don't like the idea that like, oh man, Kaido was so 1 tap and 1 HP and Luffy had all the sensus, like he didn't literally fucking die twice. I think that's just ridiculous. I'm glad this guy said both fully rested, but comment below who you think wins. That's very interesting to me. I think narratively, Luffy would always win that fight, but power scaly round 1, if we're playing like fighters, controller, who wins those, that's where I see a serious argument for Kaido winning. But either way, man, I think it was a good fight regardless. Y'all take care, stay blessed. This has been the rare One Piece edition of Hot Takes. I'll see y'all next time.